My name is Millie Mundy, and I'm a Nashville Realtor. Do I have to say my last name? There's no other Millies. Can I do it one more time? My name is Millie, and I am in real estate. I'm in real estate because I love problem solving. I really love to find creative ways to make people happy. I want to be an asset in this city that raised me. I mean, I didn't grow up with a lot, and that's okay. I was really happy growing up, but I want to do a lot for my children, and real estate is providing that. So when people trust me with their transactions and looking for their next home and what they want to do with their family and their next phase in life, it makes me really proud. I love my job. I see myself in a lot of my clients. I put myself in everyone's shoes. My brother always likes to say, like, people are tripping over dollars to pick up pennies, which didn't make sense to me ever until now. And I'm like, you're worried about these tiny things? Let's look at this water damage in here and think about that. You just can't talk people into a home. You can't. What I can do is I can help people really dig into this feeling that they have when they're inside a place or when they're leaving a place, because that's emotional too. No matter if you've lived there a year, 2 years, 20 years, you're leaving something behind to move into something new. I cannot bully someone into purchasing a home. I mean, they're not buying a sweater, so I really cannot sell you a home. What I can do is know the contract back and forth, which I do. I love contracts because I'm a nerd like that. So I can show them a vision, and I can expand on their vision a bit. But if I'm a buyer's agent and helping a buyer, I can't just talk them into the first house we walk into. I can talk them into remember this feeling, and let's see if we can go feel this feeling anywhere else. I know what I'm not great at. I know what to refer out. If I have a client that wants to open a restaurant, can I handle that transaction, even though it's a commercial transaction? I'm sure I could. But they're not gonna have a great experience because I don't do that all the time. I do residential all the time, so I have no qualms about referring that out. Since I really didn't grow up with a lot, I work for every single thing that I have. I have to dig things out of the mud, basically. I'm not afraid to really work hard, and once I have a client, we have a connection, I'm going to work my ass off for them. I don't just roll over, well, we didn't get it, let's just roll over. That's not how this works. If you want something, you have to take it, and normally I get what I want, but I work for it. It's not because I'm handed it. And so I like to then hand that to my clients. Buying or selling a home is so personal. It's not just a transaction. It's not something that you can take people out of. I mean, people really come into some transactions thinking that negotiating means arguing, and it doesn't mean arguing. It just means listening and let's find a way to bring everyone to the table happy and then move on. I grew up between East Nashville and Madison, so that was just my world and my formative years growing up, and Madison has always just been kind of looked down on, but it's really a great, quaint little town, and now people are like, oh, Madison, and I'm like, what have I been telling you? Even if you live in Oak Hill, you want an escape, or even if you live in Brentwood or Belmead, I don't care where you live, Ashland City, whatever, it's an escape from everything around you. I spent my teenage years at a house 5 doors down from here, just making all the teenage decisions. So I grew up still close to the river, but in Inglewood, and got to walk to the Sonic, and that's where I would catch the city bus. And my mom would always say, if you want to go somewhere, I'm tired of taking you, you go, which was my yes. So I just made it happen, and I would hop on the city bus, and I just went where I wanted. And I used to hate it for some reason. I think you just don't appreciate what you have when you're younger. But now I'm like, look at what I used to get to do, and look at where I grew up, and look how awesome this house is, and look how much I want it, and I don't have it. I just want to go further than I ever manifested, and I've always had really crazy high hopes for myself that made no sense because of where I grew up and how I grew up. I'm just trying to create something for my children to enjoy and sit in, but maybe they'll be like me and they'll be like, I hated growing up here, but you don't know. Like, you're constantly trying to fix what your parents messed up. Meanwhile, you're messing up too. But anyways, what am I doing? What are we doing here? This is where it gets existential. I think it's really important for people to know that when I say Nashville raised me, I mean that in the sense of I know who I'm talking to and how to talk to people because I've been around every type of person there is to be around. I'm not just a native, and it's not a big deal to me to be a native, but it's a big deal that these streets raised me. And thank God it could have gone completely differently, but it didn't somehow. Yet, there's still time. These motels on Dickerson Road are still open. Yeah.